Have you ever felt overlooked or feel like God has hidden you by design? Let me tell you why that actually might be a good thing. See, God doesn't look at the outward appearance. He doesn't look at your ability, but He looks at your availability. He looks at your inadequacy and sees it as a position of strength where He can be made strong and He can be seen in your life. Many times it may feel like you're insignificant. It may feel like you have nothing going your way. It may look like everyone else is progressing in life and you're just stuck in this rut. But God might actually be using that to your advantage. You are a hidden crown where everything around you may seem like it's further beyond anything that you can imagine. But the Lord is developing you. He's shaping you. He's making you into what He's called you to be. He's forging you into His image. He's preparing you for what's ahead. And you may not understand what's happening right now. There's a story in the Bible. The prophet Samuel went to the house of Jesse. And there's David and his brothers. And to the eye of Samuel, he saw the eldest brother Eliab. And Eliab was tall in appearance. He was charismatic. He had everything going his way. And he looked to be the next king. But God said no. God rejected Samuel's offer. And God says, no, I have another king in mind. It was David. And David was seen by his father as just this normal shepherd boy who had nothing going his way, just attending the sheep of his father, insignificant, didn't have anything going his way. But God saw a king in David. And many times you can't see what God is forging in your life. You can't see what the Lord is doing in the midst of the forging, in the midst of the molding, in the midst of the shaping. The development seems like hard work. It may seem like it's hard and difficult to grasp the amazing things that God has ahead. But just remember that God has called you to be a hidden crown. There's nothing wrong with being hidden. The Lord wants to hide you in Him. That's the key. To be so fostered and shaped and molded in the secret place that all you want is the Lord. He wants your intentions and your motives to be pure. And this is where oftentimes it's not even about being overlooked per se. God is using that season where it may look like what you're doing is insignificant to man, be the focal point and the catapult to what He has for your future. Look at it as a vantage point. Look at it as a moment where the Lord is using those little moments or the things that He's called you to be faithful in the small things as stepping stones to greater things ahead. And even if God didn't give you a platform, even if God didn't give you all that you've dreamt of, will His presence, will He be enough? Just remember that He's given you a crown of life. The fact that you are saved, the fact that you are redeemed, the fact that you are bought with a price. It should mean more to you than any accomplishment or anything that God has ahead. Look at it this way, that God sees you. God sees all the things that you do for the kingdom. God sees all the moments that you've lived life and you've watched others move ahead. But remember this, the tide will shift. What God has for you is for you. And you don't have to beg or chase or worry about how it's going to happen. David was anointed to be king. But the last thing on his mind was, Lord, when will this opportunity arise for me to be king? He had an opportunity to kill Saul, and he didn't. He looked at it and said, I will not touch God's anointed, and I will wait for the appointed time to which God's word will be fulfilled in my life. Don't worry about what's ahead. Take note, live every day for Christ, and don't worry because he has your future in the palm of his hands. You're not being overlooked. God sees you. He's placed a hidden crown on your head. Even when nobody sees what you're doing, you're storing up treasures in heaven that has an eternal reward. So may this be an encouragement to you. God bless.